Determine which functions are polynomial functions. We got a bunch of functions, so we need to determine if each of the following is a polynomial. For those that are polynomials, state whether the polynomial is in standard form or factor form. State the leading term. For those that are not polynomials, state the reason why it is not a polynomial. So in part A, we have root 5x cubed plus 4x5. Look at the powers of x. These are whole numbers, x cubed, x5. Root 5 is a real number, so this is, yes, this is a polynomial. Okay. Yes, f is a polynomial. Okay, now we need to say whether it's in a standard or factor form. It's not factor, so standard form. And the leading term is with the highest exponent of x, so this is 4x to the fifth. So leading term 4x to the fifth. In part B, so we got x squared, 2x plus 1, x minus 1. I mean, we got here, if you look at closely, 2x raised to 1, x raised to 1. So all x have whole number powers. So this is a polynomial. So yes, G is a polynomial. Okay, but this is given in factored form. Okay, factored form. And what is the leading term? So the leading term is, so x squared, we need to multiply the first terms and leading terms. X squared times 2x raised to 1, just 2x, times x, which is 2x to the fourth. In part C, so we got a fraction, we can separate into two. So t squared over t cube minus 5 over t cube. So t squared over t cube, 2 copies cancel, so that leaves 1 over t minus 5 over t cube. So the variable t is on the bottom. If we take this to the top, then that is t raised to negative 1. This is t raised to negative 3. So we get negative integer. That means not a polynomial. Not a polynomial. Okay, why? Because we get negative exponent of t. Okay, when we move up, we get negative exponent. We can only have whole numbers. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But this is going to be negative 3. Here it's negative 1. So t has negative exponent. Okay. Now here we got root x times 2x minus 1. Root x is x raised to 1/2. Okay. This is x raised to 1/2. So fractional exponent. So not a polynomial. Not a polynomial, because this x raised to 1/2 is, we got 1/2. Okay, has a fractional exponent. We can only have whole number exponents. We got a fraction. Let's try to separate into two fractions. So 9v squared over 3. 3 goes 9 3 times, so 9v squared over 3 is 3v squared minus 14v over 3, no cancellation, but it's 14/3 v. So we got v raised to 1 v squared. So the variables has whole number exponents. So it's, and these are real numbers. So yes, this f is a polynomial is in the standard form, not factored, and leading term is v squared. This is v, so v squared, 3v squared. And finally we got h function, so we have here t squared, t to the 1, t squared. So this is in factor form and polynomial because t has all whole number powers. So yes, h is a polynomial. It's given in factored form, and we can find the leading term, that's t squared. Here is 3 minus t squared. When we multiply 3 minus t by 3 minus t, because the square means, we're going to get 3 terms, but we only worry about negative t squared. So let's put negative t squared. We don't consider other smaller terms. So negative t squared times, here is 2t, plus 1 is 2t. So this is in fact negative t squared is positive. So 2t raised to square 4, and here is 1, 5, 2t raised to 5. Okay, final.